don't get it. She had all them bruises on her.
Hey
It was
guys,
somebody
welcome
that
back
she
to my
knew that.
YouTube channel.
Yes. Okay, so I want y'all to know this. Okay, so the next question is,
Who would want to do this?
who would want to do this? Well, who would she trust to come in her room? First of all, we have to do is go back to who were the people here.
I can tell you this.
I can tell you this.
I know that there wasn't a whole lot of people around Whitney because Whitney Houston was not like that. She was very private. But let's see what Leolah had to say.
No, there wasn't a whole lot of people around Whitney because Whitney Houston wasn't that kind of person. She was very private. She only had a few people around her. Of course, Pat Houston was around her. Her brother Gary,
Her security.
uh, Ray J, Randy Burnside, Nick Gordon, her security Ray, and Ray, I don't know why you didn't stand up in the beginning and tell people what happened to Whitney. You are her security, darling.
When you find a charcoal toothpaste that epically whitens your smile, you might find yourself. Did you just take a selfie with our toothpaste?
No, maybe.
Hello, strangely selfieable toothpaste.
The president is supposed to keep our secrets secure, not show our secrets off.
He said
This was done by the military, given to me. He said, as president, I couldn't declare it. No, I can't, but this is so cool. I'm Mike Hayden. I was the director of the CIA and NSA. Donald Trump has been indicted. He mishandled classified information. He had many top secret documents at Mar-a-Lago for more than a year.
You are, and you all know that I love and respected all of you all before this. My brother Gary knows how much I love and respect him. But the truth is the truth, Gary. And I don't hate you, brother.
I don't.
Buddy. I don't hate Pat. I don't hate Gary. I don't hate Ray J. Hate you, Ray. I don't hate anybody. But I want the truth. Him
Not
about
the truth. None of you are my God.
my God. Okay, I hope I'm not yours.
None of us are supposed to put each other before God.
When we believe in God,
Yes, Yahuwah.
so that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Not to mock you, not to make, none of that, none of that. You don't know me, none of that. But I am speaking the truth. Why did you not come forward and say what happened to my sister? Okay. You all do this and let this go down and not say anything to us. That's not right. No, it is not. But Pat, you were there around her. Gary, Ray J, Nick Gordon, Brandy Burnside, Mary, Pat's relative, Ray, which is Pat's brother, Whitney's security, and Raffles. I haven't forgotten you. I seen you coming out the back. Okay? So what were you doing there, Raffles, too? All of you all were around my sister. It was evident that something was going on because somebody made the phone call and said something fishy's going on up at that hotel with Whitney. They called her Leah, Whitney's niece, and told her, get your aunt out of that hotel. Yes. Okay? Yes, and Whitney fought for her life. Yes, she did. She fought for her life. Now, after Whitney is found, Pat and Gary, you two are seen. Seen. This is not hearsay. Staging the scene. Running back and forth very fast, taking things out of Whitney, out of that room to another, going back and forth. Okay? Why would you all doing that if you're innocent? If you didn't do anything wrong, why? Why would you touch a scene that the authorities have to come in? They have to fingerprint, they have to, and I don't even know if they did. They probably didn't. But I'm just saying, why would you all do that if you're innocent? If you're so innocent, Pat? And you would say, After 10 years, you and Gary would get in the camera and say, bring the evidence. If I have evidence of you all, is that all you have to say to me? And go to the authorities. Well, Pat, explain this. You got on Oprah. You jumped on Oprah after Whitney's death. Okay? We were all watching. I was anxious to hear what you was gonna have to say. But you lied, Pat. You told Oprah you was her manager. Why? That was the
First
first
red
red flag
flag.
for me, Pat. When you said that and I knew you were lying, I said, what the hell is going on here? Why is Pat lying to Oprah? Okay? And then you said that you had watched your brother give Whitney CPR in so long, so much that you said, stop, she's already gone. And Nick was on Dr. Phil saying the same thing. He gave, but only different, that him, he gave Whitney CPR. He didn't mention you or your brother. You didn't mention Nick around or anything. But Nick said he was giving Whitney CPR and he had to call his mother in Florida because he didn't really know what he was doing. That's what he said. Go back and look at the Dr. Phil thing. So that's two stories, Dad. That's two different stories. Something's wrong with that.
I'm not
I'm
the
sure
one
I'm not
saying-
the only one saying that. Okay? So there's two stories about you all giving Whitney CPR. On the truth. Or are both of you all lying? I don't know. Okay, now, all right. We all know that there's a lot of people that are not here today. It's mighty strange that a lot of people
Are gone.
are gone. Nick is gone. He's no longer with us. But before he left here, my nephew Gerard Brown had him on tape, and he said, I'm not going down for Pat. He said, I saved her with Whitney. I'm not taking the fall for Chrissy.
I'm
I'm
not
not
taking.
taking this. I'm not taking this. After he knows that he was the one that beat Chrissy in that living room. But the way he said it was like, he felt like, oh wow, I might get in trouble for this. I was told to beat her down like that and throw her in the tub. But now Chrissy is not gonna make it. I ain't going down. I'm not taking this fall for back. I'm not doing this. That's what he said. Okay? And so it's mighty strange that Nick is gone now. All of a sudden, he's no longer here. Okay? I'm just saying, you all. Because I want the world. Since Pat and Gary, I don't have no evidence against you. And you say go to the authorities. I ain't going to the authorities. No, I'm not. I'm done with the authorities. I ain't going to them no more. But you know what I'm going to do? I am going to tell the truth to this world and let the world be the judge.
Hello, we know your backpack is part of your overall vibe. So grab the $5.
Okay? Now Nick
Nick
comes
comes
up
up
dead.
dead. A lot of people came up dead.
A lot of people came up dead. Chrissy's friends. A lot of Chrissy's friends. And then on top of that, I heard that my friend Lim, Joseph Lemon, I heard this may not be true though. I don't know.
But he's dead
I
now.
don't know. So I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know. But he's dead now. Lemon was young. He was younger than me. I didn't know that he had any issues. He's gone now. All of a sudden, Lim. happened. Not her, he was also there, he was part of the security. Because see, I knew Whitney had two security people with her. And when I was asking around and doing my investigations, I heard Lem was with them. My old buddy Lem. And see, I introduced him to family members, but see, that's what people, a lot of people come in the Brown family and they go and they befriend people. A lot of people come around us and they try to get around us to get to Whitney but people, you all should never do that because you don't know what you're getting into. Be loyal to people. Be loyal because you never know. Anything could happen. But I just want to know what's happening to all these people that are dying. Max Lopez. And then they tell me, I hear that Joshua, Chrissy's friend, told me that he was present when Bobby Christina, after Whitney's death and Chrissy's here in Atlanta, he said he was present when Nick, Max Lopez, Danielle, and them planted the knife in the car that Chrissy was driving when she had the accident. And they said those orders came from Pat. That's what Joshua told me out of his mouth to my ear. He said, Auntie Lily or Leolah, whatever I forget how he called me. But he said, because most of Chrissy's friends called me Auntie Lily. But anyway,
That's not
important. Joshua said to me, he said, Auntie Lily, that knife was planted. I was around them during that time. And Pat was giving orders to Nick and them to plant that knife in Chrissy's tire to make her have an accident. I said, what? He said, yes. And they did it because they pretended like Danielle was going to commit suicide. And I said, what? Danielle was going to commit suicide. He said, yes. Danielle was going to commit suicide. So they were trying to tell Chrissy, Danielle's going to commit suicide. Get in the car and drive her. They were trying to tell Chrissy to drive to make Danielle feel better. Now, I never asked Joshua why Danielle was going to go commit suicide. But I put two and two together now. I'm Detective Brown. I started thinking, I said, wait a minute.
Chrissy wasn't
wasn't
friends with
Danielle
Danielle
no more because she
busted
busted Danielle
Danielle.
with Nick. Danielle was not supposed to be coming around her no more. See, and Danielle was present when Nick beat Chrissy in her house. So why was Danielle saying she was going to commit suicide? Was Chrissy not speaking to her? Or did they tell Danielle to come back around and try to befriend Chrissy and act like you're her friend again? And Chrissy was saying, no, I don't want nothing to do with you. And so they're all outside of Chrissy's place now. Danielle's pretending like she's crying. I'm just gonna go kill myself. I'm gonna go and they're saying, Chrissy, look at what she's gonna do, Chrissy. She done slept with Chrissy's boyfriend now. So Chrissy, having a good heart, says, okay, I'll get in the car and drive. I'll drive her and talk to her. Okay, I'll be her friend again or whatever. That was it. See, God was revealing these things to me because I knew what was going on in Chrissy's life. Danielle wasn't even supposed to come around her no more. It had to be that because Chrissy wasn't willing to be her friend anymore. So she pretended like she was going to she was going to commit suicide. Right? Right, and they lied to Chrissy to set that up. Of course, she wasn't gonna commit suicide. They were just saying that to Chrissy to get Chrissy in
In
that
that
vehicle
car.
so they could have her driving because they had already had the knife stuck in the car. So Chrissy gets in and she has that accident. And Joshua says to me, he said, Auntie Lily, you know, everybody knows.
Bobby
they
Christina
know
was a
Bobby
good
Christine
driver.
could drive good. She could drive. She's a real good driver. She didn't even know what was going on after she had the accident. Joshua said, I was there. They stuck the knife in her tire by the orders of Pat. Well, get this, you all.
Hardy's 2 for $5 breakfast. Baked goodness into your life. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg. Biscuit and gravy.
Joshua tells me that. He said it was a what? Your dad, my son said, remember he said it was a dagger. Okay. Then he calls me several weeks later, like not even long after that, and says, Auntie Lily, I'm in the hospital. I said, what's going on? He said, I was gang raped by 5 men. I think Pat sent them at me. They raped me. They busted him open so bad. I guess he had to be sewn up in the back and everything. He called my phone and said that. His mother was petrified and said they were going to get him out of Atlanta and move him away because they didn't want no parts of this, you know. Chrissy found out they lied when she did talk to Danielle. My son said Chrissy found out they lied when they did talk to Danielle. Chrissy knew. Chrissy knew that they put that knife in the tire. Oh, so that's why Nick beat her like that in the living room. They must have said, well, Chrissy knows now. She knows that we set her up. So you're gonna have to see, he knew that if Chrissy left her place that day, he wasn't gonna see her no more. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Danielle really came for Chrissy. No, but if Danielle, Kelsey, if Danielle was so much a Chrissy's friend, she would have told the truth about Nick. But she was too busy on Nick's you know what. No, 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 no. No, we will not do that. Danielle, yeah, see, she was supposed to be Bobby Christina's friend. She knew that Nick beat her like that. She knew, and she knew they plotted all that stuff, but she never told the authorities that. Isn't that something? Wow. But anyway, meanwhile, while this is all going on, now let's skip up to Ray J and Stacey Francis, because this is after Whitney's death. This is after Whitney's death. Pat's in the media lying, saying she's Whitney's manager now. She's trying to snatch everything now. She's trying to get all everybody's attention to her. So Ray J is doing his part too. And I strongly believe he forced Stacey Francis to do that to Whitney. I really do. I believe that he forced Stacey Francis to do that to Whitney. And Stacey Francis, you seem like you could really be a beautiful sister, a wonderful person if you would get yourself away from people like Ray J. But I believe, sweetheart, that he had you do that. He made you walk up to Whitney and squeeze her breast like that. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think that he did that and made you tell that lie on my sister and say that you and her was arguing over Ray J. You knew that you and Whitney was not arguing over Ray J. Ray J had nothing to do with that. You walked up on my sister, squeezed her breast, and she cursed you out. That's what you all were arguing about. Okay? That is exactly what you all were arguing about. And you all was, after you did that, you was trying to paint the picture and trying to portray Whitney's behavior as someone that was like inappropriate or, um, you know, evil or something. But Whitney is a very nice person, and she would never curse people out like that. She don't just cuss somebody out about a man. That's not Whitney. Bobby Brown was her husband, honey. She loved Bobby Brown. You know how many women that was around my brother that she never cussed out? So why would she want to cuss you out about Ray J? Okay? Ray J made you do that. I believe he did. He put you up to doing that. And you should have never done that. My sister would never be that preposterous and act that way in public. She would never do that. She wasn't that kind of person. And you all concocted up that story and said that she was wild that night. She was getting high. Whitney she was just having a good time. And you all concocted that bull crap story about her being wild and crazy. See, you all did that because she was gone now. She was gone. And y'all wanted to say this was the Whitney Houston you all wanted people to remember because they were saying it was drugs. No, but there was no drugs. Not enough to kill my sister and her sister. In fact, she didn't even have none. No. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Very bold your ideas, Stacy. Very. But you need to get on your knees and pray and ask God to forgive you for that. I do. I forgive you, sister. I forgave you already. But you gotta find peace with God. Because I know why you all did that. I know why. You all wanted to paint a picture to the world that you wanted people to remember Whitney like that. And that's wrong. That was vicious. That was crazy.
Experience Boost raised my credit score by 12 points instantly, which is insane.
So I raised my score by 21 points instantly. Literally as soon as I pressed the button.
Boost your credit scores instantly. Free only at Experian.com/boost.
Wake up. 지금 4시간 불이 꺼지지 않는다. 하나씩겠니?
Mm-mm. And so I guess that's why Nick is trying to commit suicide now. Is it? I don't know. Is he worried about the truth coming out about him? I don't know. I don't know. I'm forgiving everybody. Everybody has to find peace with God. They do. They really do. They really do. Now, I will say this. Nick was a psychopath. He was. He was. Nick had issues. He had some serious issues. There was a lot wrong with that brother. As young as he was.
There was a lot
And
wrong
he's
with him.
gone now.
He's gone.
He's gone. He is gone. But you all you all stuck together in this. And I know that Kat and Jerry headed this thing. They were the main culprits. And then they recruited everybody and got everybody to, and I think you all monies. I really do. Speaking on that, I'm sure that Brandy Burnside was off at something. I'm coming to that. Mm-hmm. I'm coming to that. Yeah, because what you all did was, even though I forgave you all, but Ray J, you are, like I said, Dick was a psychopath. But Ray J, for you to have contrived such a story like that about my sister, that is wicked. That was like a vicious move that you made. That was very wicked of you to do that, to create that story like that and say this was about me and Whitney was jealous. That was evil. You shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have done that. Because then you brought Stacy in it and you forced her to do that and perform those acts on another female, another woman. See, so God does not like that, Rachel. I forgave you. You better make peace with God. You better make peace with God, baby. Because that is so ugly. That is very ugly for you to do that and try to make somebody look bad. Okay? You don't do that to somebody.
Guys, I just liked for you to live stream. Make sure y'all like it as well. It will include hate promotion, or includes hate promotion. Hate promotion.
I told you that at Spectrum Mobile, you're getting unlimited data, reliable service, nationwide 5G, all the good stuff. What would you pay for that?
Okay. I came to talk about the death of Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina, and Bobby Brown Jr. I am going to set the record straight today. I know that it's many people in the world that think and believe that Whitney or Bobby Christina or little Bobby died of a drug overdose. That is not true. Okay. I'm going to set the record straight tonight, today. Right now, it is about 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, and today's date is September the 26th. Now, I'm going to set the record straight, and I don't want to hear nobody no more. Media, this is to you too. I'm going to let you all know how they
They will
will all
all
found.
foul.
Okay, let's start with my niece. We're going to start there. And the reason I'm starting with her, because after I did my investigations, I believe that Bobby Christina was the aim first. Bobby Christina was the aim, and they wanted to kill Whitney afterwards while she was at that Beverly Hills. They wanted to say that they found Bobby Christina in the bathtub, and then Whitney Houston committed suicide. But that is not true. That is not true. And none of that happened. None of that happened. Bobby Christina came out of the bathtub at the Beverly Hills. Okay, but she was the first one found at the Beverly Hills. Yes, you all didn't know that, but I have a lot of stuff coming up in the book, but I'm gonna briefly tell you. I'm gonna set the record straight and let you know that Whitney fought for her life. Bobby Christina fought for her life. Bobby Jr., I don't know. I don't know if he fought too hard because I think he was just tricked. Somebody spiked his drink or food or something because little Bobby Jr. is clean. Okay, seriously. Okay, now let's start with, matter of fact, no, let's start with Whitney. We're gonna start with Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston's body told anybody
Upon looking at it,
upon
it was
looking at
foul
it
play.
that it was foul play. Okay, don't get it twisted. No, Whitney Houston, I counted at least 10 gashes in her chest alone. She had marks up and down her legs. Her fingernails were chipped. Her face was busted out. It was blown up. Yes. As if somebody was punching her in the face. Whitney Houston fought for her life. Yes, she did. Excuse me, let me have a drink of water. Whitney fought for her life. Whitney had skin taken off her back. There was so many things wrong with Whitney's body. I mean, they told anybody. And like I said, her security, Ray, told me that room, Whitney's room, looked like a tornado hit it. So it was a fight. It was a struggle. Okay? Yes, it was. Pat knew this, Gary knew this, but they also did something else when before the authorities got there to the hospital. Pat and Gary
Staged the scene.
Yes,
Yes, they did.
I have an eyewitness
Eyewitness.
that was there that watched them go in and out of the room after Whitney's body laid there, and they were taking things out from one room to the next. Pat and Gary did this. So Whitney's body definitely denoted that there was foul play. Okay? All of her bruises told us what happened in that room. Whitney fought for her life. There was no drug. The coroner report states that there was no drugs in Whitney Houston's system. Okay? So let's stop saying that she died of an overdose. I'm sick of seeing that in the media. That's not the case with Whitney. No, she didn't have any drugs in her system. Bobby Christina was beaten in her living room. Go and look at the police report. Bobby Christina was beaten in her living room by Nick Gordon. He beat her down with Danielle in her condo, Max Lomas and Danielle. What's Danielle's last name? I got it coming out in the book, but that's okay. Danielle, who was somebody that Chrissy was not even friends with anymore. Okay, so what was she doing in my niece's house? Yeah, we're talking about all this. Nick beat Chrissy down into like a fetal position. She was screaming and crying, asking him why was he doing this to her? Because she didn't know. But it was a setup. It was a setup. Yes. Nick was told not to let her go out of that house and to do whatever it was he got paid to do that. Okay? Yeah, that's the deal. Nick Gordon was not somebody that grew up with Bobby Christina either. No, he was not. He did not grow up with her. Nobody never met him. Bobby, my brother, never met Nick. Okay, Nick was brought into the picture after Bobby and Whitney's divorce. Okay, so basically right before Whitney was murdered, Nick was brought into the picture. Okay, and if you ask me who would bring him in, I would tell you Pat Houston. Yes. Yes. She set everything up. Okay, we're gonna talk today. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna talk to you. Because it's obvious that Pat brought him in. And when Nick did that to Bobby Christina and she was rushed to the hospital, because after he beat her and drug her up them steps, he shot her up with something and threw her in the bathtub. Knocked her teeth out of her mouth. Yes. My sister Tina's here with me right now. It's reminding me of things. Okay? So, yes, Nick did all that. Also, I'm getting ready to say something. After Nick did all that to Bobby Christina, he was on, I wanted to get his story. So my nephew, Gerard Brown, called him and he was on a tape. He said, when Gerard, and I had 10 people in my living room. Some of Whitney's family was there.
And the Brown.
And the Browns were there, and some of my friends. So there are plenty of witnesses. They all heard Nick on the tape. Gerard is on the phone with him. And he asked what happened. Tell me what happened. How did Chrissy end up in the bathtub? And he just went to talking all hysterical and he was scared. He said, I'm not going down for this. I'm not going down for this. He said, I'm not going down for this one. He said, I saved Pat with Whitney. I'm not going down. I'm not going down for Chrissy because I already saved Pat with Whitney. So what did he save you for, Pat? How did he save you? How did he save you, huh? Is that why he's not living right now? I don't know. Talk to me. Because Nick is no longer here to tell the story. Okay? So we're gonna keep this real. We're gonna keep this real. All right? And I want to say this. I hope that you all don't think that I'm talking with anger right now. I'm just being passionate about this because I am so tired of seeing the media talk about Whitney Houston. They're writing up things. They keep saying that she was murdered. She murdered. Death by overdose. No, Whitney Houston didn't have any drugs in her system. Okay, so and neither did Bob. Bob Christina was beaten into that bathtub, and then when she entered the hospital, she snapped out of the
She
coma.
snapped right out of the room.
She was not in a coma for a long time. No, Bobby Christina, every single time I walked in her room, me and my sister Tina together, Bobby Christina was up. Her eyes were wide open, wide open. And I asked the nurse or doctor, I said, she never seen me. She was always aware and up. She wanted to know who was in her room. And she looked you dead in your face. And when I walked in the room to see her, she said, She was so excited to see me. She kept trying to talk to me. And the doctors saw this. They were like, oh my God, she's so excited to see you. She was trying to communicate with me, but she couldn't talk. But she was up. Bobby knows this. Bobby Christina was up every single day. That girl was scared to go to sleep. She was up watching TV. Bobby would sometimes come to her room and feed her popsicles and okay. So let's get out of that. Y'all, you got that idea in your head that my niece was in a coma and she was not aware and she was unresponsive. And yes, she was like that, of course, in the beginning, but she came out of that. Bobby Christina was strong. And Dr. Jolly showed them where he could bring her brain back 100%. The doctors had even told us she would be fine after about 6 months. They said it will be a little slow process, but she's doing wonderful. It wasn't until the Houstons came into that hospital after Bobby Christina communicated to her father that she did not want none of them near her bed. But they came in there. They did something to my niece. There's no way I'm gonna let somebody tell me that they did. They did because then there pops up an impersonating nurse, and then Pat was going in the room by herself all the time, and we didn't know this. She only did it when Bobby went out of town. Yes. So something was done to my niece because she was supposed to come home with us. Bobby Christina was healing. Okay? And Bobby Jr., his case, I'm sorry. My nephew was homeless in California, and he called me. And he said, Auntie Didi, I have nowhere to go. I have a friend, a Facebook friend. And this is not somebody that's going to tell a lie, so don't think that that's what's going on, because I didn't even know her then. I had just made a Facebook post and said, who's in LA and up right now? Please respond to me. And my friend Tawana in LA responded to me. And she said, I'm up. I said, please call me. And I asked her if she could take my nephew in because he was in the streets in LA. And I had no idea. And I asked her what happened, little Bobby. He said that his father's wife, Alicia, did not want him in his father's house. And he said, Auntie Lily, I didn't do anything. Little Bobby is a very respectful young man. He said, I don't know why she doesn't want me in the house, so I can't stay with my father, and I don't know nobody in California. I'm just out here in the street. He said, I lost my job. He was working, struggling, trying to get his music on, paying his own way. But the job that he held down, he got fired on because he had an argument or a fight with somebody that kept picking on him about him being Bobby Brown's son and working a 9 to 5. That's why little Bobby didn't have a job no more. These people kept bothering him every day of his life.
Ever wonder what the Experian app can do? The benefits are all around you. See your FICO score for free. Raise it instantly before your next big purchase. Find the new credit card that matches your lifestyle. Download the Experian app and try it for free.
I'm gonna show you guys something. Show you my denture completely with just denture fit in it, guys. Woo, suction. Very good. All the suction. Nobody to it. That's awesome. So I've finally been able to give up my adhesive. And why is that? Denture. It's a silicone soft record. So I figured I'd give it a shot. So much hype about it, and I didn't know how real it was gonna be, how good it was gonna be. Everybody's so different with their body. It is so epically amazing. First of all, it takes off time at nighttime. I'm so tired at nighttime. I truly don't have to take forever to get a piece of that in my mouth or my denture. I can just pop it out, clean it, go to bed. It's so much easier on my life. And not only that, is I can eat whatever the heck I want it. Whenever I want to eat. But you take a pickle. Oh, the pickles. I haven't been able to eat these in a year. Pickles. These are good, by the way. No problem, guys. It is so easy and simple. You know, this product, not only is it soft, and my mouth's the word that's been there for 8 months, it's finally gone. But it gives you a suction like your natural teeth are still there. It makes you feel like you don't really feel your denture anymore because it feels like a soft cushion cloud is sitting on your denture.
Okay,
So lawyers. Good afternoon, welcome to our continuing coverage of the breaking news, the investigation into the disappearance and reappearance of Marlon Russell.
Yes, we're waiting right now for a news conference with the police. They understand the police chief of New Jersey will be there, along with the mayor of Princeton. They're setting up right now, along with all the investigators involved for this case. It's all part of that investigation. There was a court storm that opened on the investigation. And we want to so glad that Colin Russell was returned from home like Sunday. Hey guys. This is Leolah. I just wanted to talk to you guys. I'm just coming in. I'm just settling down, but I wanted to say something to you all because I didn't want to move in. I'll tell you what, I will say this. I'm not the type of person that brags. I don't have time for it. That's not me at the end of the day. But I'm also not somebody that you can just threaten. That's just me, I'm not afraid of you. I said that before, and I'll have to say that. You know, God is uh, who is sufficient for you. Okay, so let's get that straight. Let's see. But anyway, I wanted to come and talk to you all. And my publicist got a phone call to there. And that's what I'm this company. And messages, my message to anybody out there, there's some type of way about what I'm saying. Well, it's always the place we can do that. Because the only thing we have to effort to say something about somebody that's not true. So if it would be with what you do, a lot of stuff, and who is sufficient for me. I don't worry about nothing else. Nothing else, not even that. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan he don't make no pumps out of none of us. And, all right, so, yeah, this is the Lord. Like I said, I will always be you. Always. When you take somebody to court, you have to go to a judge that what they're saying is a lie. Like, you have to say that, this person is lying. Never mind when you don't take your court. And you come you don't have to call with threats and all that stuff. But be prepared for me. Because I'm a beast. I would fight you to my death in a court. You would not play games with me over. No, you play them games with my sister. And my niece and my dad. She won't play those games. No. I don't say anything out of my mouth that is not true. And so you want to go to court and prove that you can say it, you're gonna have a bunch of people up against you. I'm telling you right now. So it's up to you. But anyway, I was coming on tonight to talk to people. I talked about family and stuff yesterday, and I put that video out about, how we can see, respect and love our family and forgive them, and that we shall do. That we shall do. I'm just here to ask everybody to, hey, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us to think 5 times before we act. Always speak the truth and think 5 times before you act. I know it's hard for us to stay in contact with. Some of us have family members that we don't. I have cousins up in Massachusetts that they don't even talk to some of us. And none of us never knew why. That's just difficult. They have issues within themselves. And, nobody's perfect. We all have issues. And another thing I wanted to say, I wanted to talk about that, a lot of people think that being bipolar is like, an individual problem with surgery. That's not true. I believe that bipolarism is something that is in everybody, every human being on this earth, because we've all been through something. We just deal with it in a different way. I honestly believe it. I believe that we all got through it. And we just deal with life a different way. It just depends. But yeah, I believe that. I've worked with mental health people. I've worked for the city. In years ago, I was with the skills training. And I work with mental health, mental retardation, substance abuse. I counsel. I've done it all. Done it all. And I love mental training. I love talking to people, and I like helping to solve their problems because I believe in there's a
A solution
there's
to
a
everybody's
solution
problem.
to every issue or problem under this sun. Yeah, never give up. Never give up. Never, never. But I want to say this was just coming off the top of my head. But I want to say that we have to learn to do things to love each other more and understand each other more. Um, the one thing I talked about in my last video was the disease in our hearts when we're jealous of one another. That is a terrible thing, terrible way to be towards somebody, especially people that have never done anything to you. You know, that's not nice.
When the feet that don't take a break need a break. That's a job for O'Keefe's for Healthy Feet.
Oh. All right, Sam. Hollywood celebrating an extraordinary comedic talent as new details emerge about two-time Emmy winner Kirstie Alley's final days. Manager confirming to NBC News that she passed away from colon cancer. This after her two children thanked her incredible team of doctors and nurses at the Moffitt Cancer Center for their care when they announced their mother's passing on Instagram. The renowned medical facility in Tampa near the 71-year-old's Clearwater home. Colon cancer is the fourth most common cancer in the U.S., with roughly 151,000 cases diagnosed this year. Nearly 90% of the patients are aged 50 and older.
Suddenly, this hulking fireman was standing over me. It was magnificent.
Since her passing Monday, fans are remembering dozens of memorable on-screen roles that Alley brought to life.
Forgive me for asking, and maybe some people know the answer to this question, but why didn't you return to Sabbath the next film? Was there no? You know, I don't really know the answer. I don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer to that.
Say that I was offered the third one, but it was a very,
They'll have to offer me another.
how you really say it, it was,
No,
well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
say it again, but she said it was a half-assed offer.
Mhm.
You see,
Financial or the gig?
it was like, look, the character's a lot bigger, she's going to be a lot more important character with the entire team, or less than could be her first. And I was like, so I queried it, and I said, does it make any sense?
From her comedic timing on Cheers to her chemistry with John Travolta. Remember the light. Kirstie Alley, welcome to Entertainment Tonight. Cheryl Turner will join us in a few minutes from London. You know, it was a shock to hear the news of Kirstie's passing from colon cancer. She was just 71 years young. Kirstie always kept us on our toes, and now we celebrate the life, laughter, other star, gone too soon.
I feel like I have the most blessed, wonderful, for real
Fun life
in
ever.
I had your cheers with me. They're the best days of my life. I could see myself being 95, doing movies or doing shows because I really love doing it. I am one of those people who think I'd make it past 30. Thought I was going to go down with a rock star at 28. So every year to me is a bit of a treat.
Kirstie was surrounded by her family and had only recently discovered that she had colon cancer. In a statement, her children thanked the team of doctors and nurses here at the Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida. We spoke today to Dr. Mark Friedman, who practices there. You can be completely asymptomatic and have colon cancer. There's no one thing that says you have this, you have colon cancer.
I was.
Moment that shocked the nation. It's not over. It has just begun. It happened at the funeral for Whitney Houston's only daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, affectionately called Chrissy by her family.
It takes out the audience of the day. Oh yeah, everybody, all my 7,582 YouTube viewers. Just so y'all know, we're about to go on break in a little while, in a few minutes, but I'm gonna still come back and watch YouTube videos with y'all. Since I didn't, yeah, I had to go to school by the way. That's why y'all didn't see me. I was running a little late this morning. I gotta go to school to. I'm already been to school today. I gotta go back tomorrow in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, because I missed Monday and Tuesday, but that's okay. I'm going to definitely make up them days next week. And yeah, it's all good.
Right. And this is her
I had to go to Robson Community College. I've been there for 10 months. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very good. Very good.
marching right over to reporters. What followed was a verbal tirade that was, in a word, jaw-dropping.
I have information, I have evidence, it's not over. It's not over. I'll be doing it and I'll,
But that was all she had to say until now. In this Inside Edition exclusive, Leolah Brown, the older sister of Whitney's ex-husband, singer Bobby Brown, is revealing what led to her outburst.
Tristan was surrounded by people that cared nothing, nothing for her. They didn't care about her, just like they didn't care about Whitney.
It was widely reported that Leolah was thrown out of the service after she launched a verbal attack at Pat Houston, Whitney's sister-in-law, who planned the funeral. There were these reports that Tyler Perry threw you out of the church. Are those reports true?
Not at all.
What happened?
I got up. And when I saw Pat making her way to the podium to speak, I turned and I looked at Pat and I said, Pat, this is wrong. You know you're wrong for this. Whitney will haunt you from the grave.
What was wrong that was going on that you would say that Whitney would haunt you from the grave?
The whole setup of the funeral was just not right to me. There were, Chrissy has a lot of deaths. None of them were on the program to be pallbearers. But I walked out of the work because I couldn't sit there no longer.
After the funeral, friends and family members took a party bus to Pat Houston's home outside Atlanta. They chanted Bobby Christina's name when they arrived for what was reportedly a Sweet 16 themed party, something Pat Houston planned because Bobby Christina never had a Sweet 16 of her own. What did you think of the Sweet 16 themed funeral?
Of course, it's bizarre. It's crazy. That is the most, at this time, you want to do a 16, Sweet 16? Doesn't make sense to me. You know, a precious life was taken. And you have a big tour bus, party bus, from your house.
Everybody okay?
For 5 months, Bobby Christina was on life support. The nation wondered what was going on. You walk into her hospital.
What did you see? I looked at Bobby Chris, and she was just like, you know, the machine was breathing for her. And she was just lying there, helpless. I walked in there and showed up like, what happened?
Then came published reports that an unidentified family member had taken a photo of Bobby Christina as she lay dying and sold it to a tabloid magazine. Did you take that photograph?
Hell no.
Like the rest of us, Leolah Brown can't get over how Whitney Houston's life came to such an end. Now Whitney's only child is gone too.
At some point, we have to wake up and realize that this thing's just too close, too similar. Mother, daughter, both in bathrooms. Something is very, very, very wrong. That picture, I know. Mhm.
Oh, I'm back, guys. How y'all doing? I'm doing good, y'all. My God. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. I dropped something. Didn't mean to drop this. I'm sorry. And
Yes. If you open road is open invitations.
yeah, I love that song. It's my jam.
Don't you stop loving me. Kirstie Alley, an actress whose career spanned 40 years, perhaps best known for her work in Cheers. Everybody knew her name. Alley joining the show in 1987 and stayed through its final season in 93. She won the Best Actress Emmy Award in 91 for playing Rebecca Howe, giving one of the most rowdy speeches in award show history.
Oh my God, I have to wait until it's sad.
She was born in Wichita, Kansas in 1951. Allie didn't try acting until she was 30. Her first movie role, the 1982 film Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
May I put you on order 12?
Allie would go on to star in films like Drop Dead Gorgeous and TV shows like Veronica's Closet and Bad Actress. The 71-year-old star became known for her blunt approach off the screen too. In recent years, debating politics online with strangers. But it's her career that will live on. Allie started the Look Who's Talking trilogy of films with John Travolta. On Monday, her family sharing news of her passing on social media, writing, "We are sad to inform you that our incredible, fierce, and loving mother has passed away after a battle with cancer only recently discovered." John Travolta paying tribute on Instagram, writing, "Kirstie was one of the most special relationships I've ever had. I love you, Kirstie. I know we will see each other again." Allie is survived by her children, True and Lily Parker, who wrote on Instagram, "As iconic as she was on screen, she was an even more amazing mother and grandmother."
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here. Channel. Download the ABC News app for breaking news alert.
Celebrating the life and legacy of Emmy-winning actress Kirstie Alley.
everybody calls her Kirsty, but now I think the real way you pronounce it is Kirsten.
Tributes are pouring in today for Kirstie Alley. The actress passed away at age 71 after a short battle with colon cancer. Alley had kept her illness a secret from all but her closest family and friends. Jim Ray has more on her final days.
Stunning revelations today on the death of famed actress Kirstie Alley. The Cheers star died of colon cancer, and it came on fast, according to her family. In a joint statement, her two children said, "We are sad to inform you that our incredible, fierce, and loving mother has passed away after a battle with cancer, only recently discovered. She was surrounded by her closest family and fought with great strength."
Hi, it's me, Kirsty.
This is the last video posted by Kirstie in September. She looks healthy while offering you the celebrity greeting on the website Cameo.
Anyway, if you want something funny or you want something sincere, I will really try to be sincere.
And just 7 months ago, she appeared on The Masked Singer. Certainly seemed in great spirits. I spoke to Kirstie's longtime friend, Wally Crowder, who's known the actress 40 years. When did you actually find out that she was ill? She kept it from everybody. I got a phone call last Thursday from her secretary. He says her secretary got the horrific news. Stage 4, she's been 9 treatments, so that was like 3 months worth of treatment. But she was having back pain, and I think she went originally for that. Wally shared this footage of Kirstie riding on a motorized piece of luggage project they were developing when she fell ill. Kirstie left Los Angeles just last year, selling her 7,000 square foot mansion for $8 million. She moved to Clearwater, Florida, where she owns several properties. Clearwater is also the headquarters for the Church of Scientology. Kirstie was a longtime member. It's not known when Kirstie was diagnosed. Doctors say screenings are essential for preventing colon cancer.
It's under the time for somebody.
There are disturbed. My dad.
Just trying to fix extra room. Just party me. Situations at the door. So when it's something I jump on, just kidding. Champion fun, just so easy. So you just kill just you don't keep fun is just a dream. Energy, so just so much time before you get it. Talk you what you go ahead and fuck yeah. But we'll celebrate on drama. It's not time. I get tricked right up in every time. Just go ahead, push your shit and get your time. Must have been I should be with situation time to the so grab my body, get your ass on. This kid, don't up in this just so greedy. Try to talk to say it just to this way. You don't keep Jesus, Jesus, just so greedy. Energy, I do Jesus, so just don't see Jesus. Carmax is reimagining car buying for you, so you can buy online or unlocked, all with an unmatched 30-day money-back guarantee. That's car buying reimagined. CarMax.
No, iba a ser especial por cómo habíamos formado sobre la película.
Mourners have been remembering the woman known as the Queen of piano music. The singer Selena was shot and killed in Corpus Christi, Texas on Friday. The founder of her fan club was charged with murder. You're kidding me. No.
The founder of her fan club? Yes.
Oh.
Really? Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you
Sorry,
kidding
so
me?
shut your
Oh, ass up.
you fucking hoe. Yeah. You trifling bitch.
Then you had a nerve to belch on
air.
Right.
That's how I know that he's so fucking
Disgusting.
inconsiderate.
And inconsiderate.
Muppet. And the Madonna of France.
I saw the Madonna of Germany.
And they talking about Selena is the Madonna of Mexico. And why would Selena need to be compared to Madonna? Now, I'm not trying to, knock down Madonna because she has been through some major shit in this past couple of days. She was diagnosed with bacterial infection. Like I said, I feel like that was probably from messing around with too many men. I don't like to get into celebrities' business because I don't want them coming to me. So that's why I don't want to get in their business. But don't compare Selena to another celebrity because she may not want to be compared to that celebrity. So that's why I'm saying, don't compare Selena to Madonna because Madonna may not want to be compared to Selena, or Selena may not want to be compared to Madonna. So let's not do all that. Competition, a competition. It's not a competition. And that's how the music industry is. They try to make everything a competition. And it don't have to be like that. The Holy Spirit wants you to be calm. He wants you to be, if you want to be a singer or a talk show host or whatever, by all means, you do you, boo. Because I accomplished that. I got 7,582 YouTube viewers. It took me 7 months, like I said, to do that. But if I can do it, you can do it. Selena, like Selena said, the impossible is always possible.
Not really. Pretty fine one. Fine one.
Latin Madonna.
Yeah. Take it back, Madonna.
See, they're still comparing.
But there's no shortage of Madonna.
We don't want to hear all about Madonna. I mean, that's all Howard is about. He's just about the white people. He don't care nothing about Selena. He's just caring about making his checks and his coin. And you do you, boo, but you don't have to come for our queen Selena. Selena has been compared to Elvis Presley and all these other big celebrities that have died young. You don't see all, this is, just, you don't see their families constantly putting their name out there. No, they did one movie about Aaliyah, and that movie was some trash because the family didn't even have nothing to do with that. And like I said, the man that had her uncle, Barry Henderson, he said he got $90 million off her death because that's what Aaliyah would have got if she would have survived that plane crash. That man, that man is profiting off of her death and of her life. Like I get you're her uncle and everything, but you don't have to be so, so cruel about it. But trying to take over her estate. Yes, I know Aaliyah's not here, but they forced her onto that plane. They drugged her. I realized what they did. They gave her a pill and made her go to sleep. And they said, "Oh, you'll be fine." They basically forced her onto that plane because she was kind of feeling nervous about getting on that plane because she really, she was feeling nervous. That's why they gave her something to make her calm. And so she wouldn't freak out. That's what I'm serious.
An idol to young Hispanic women. A Mexican American version of Madonna.
You know who's the Madonna of Westchester?
Who?
Billy's wife, me. What do they call it?
Broken ground in Tejano music is mixed with mixed ranchero,
Yeah.
German polka,
See.
Hey, 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 it's Tina, baby. And now yeah, I love her intro. She is amazing.
So today I'm going to be talking about the drama between Howard Stern and Selena. So I viewed the video that a supporter sent me that gave the whole scenario of what happened between Howard Stern and Selena. I didn't view the whole video because after what Howard Stern said, it kind of like I didn't want to hear it no more because it was just some bullshit. So pretty much what you heard in the beginning of this video is, of course, there's more to it, and I will add some other parts of what he said or how what he said in this video as well. So basically, as you saw, the black chick, Robin, I don't really care to know her last name because she is a disgrace. Because you, of all people, you, Robin, should know how it feels to be discriminated, should know how it feels to be overlooked, should know how it feels to, be called names and all of that. You are of a minority. And for you to accept that type of behavior, that stereotypical behavior
from not only a white man, but just anybody to think that that's cool is a disgrace. And you're just as much of a scum as he is because, like, it's like I expect that from Howard Stern because he's known to be, very rude to other celebrities, whether they are sick, whether they died, whether they, falling off their career, whatever the case may be. He's known for that type of stuff, and a lot of people condoned it over the years. I never was a fan of Howard Stern. I remember his show. I think it was on television before in the 90s, and I never was interested in it. I never was interested in him. He just seemed boring to me. But and I never understood his message because at the time when he was popular in the 90s, I was a child, so I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at Martin, Fresh Prince, Sister Sister, Full House, all of those TV shows, Cosby Show, all of those. That's what I was watching. Fox Kids Network, all of that. I was a 90s kid. I was an 80s baby, but 90s kid. So I wasn't interested in Howard Stern. Now, like I said, going back to Robin, she is just as bad as he is. She condoned it. She helped justify it. Oh, we weren't talking about her death. We wasn't making fun of her death. We were just talking about the music.
Americans in both Medicare and Medicaid, listen up. This is an announcement about Medicare Advantage Plan benefits. If you're an eligible American and live in a qualifying zip code, there are certain plans available that offer up to
all these phone calls from reporters. ABC.
me.
No, me.
Oh,
You already got
They
it.
said, what did you say about Selena?
ABC, is it ABC like an ABC like local or ABC national? ABC national. All these newspapers down in Dallas and El Paso.
You
and
said
stuff,
something
they
about
go,
Selena
what
and
did
you
they-
are cruel
They said,
and
what did you
disrespectful.
say about this woman who got shot, Selena?
Why are you talking about
I
her?
said, what did I say? Let's see. I said her music sounded really kind of sucky.
Okay, first of all, Howard, how you gonna talk about somebody's music and you can't sing? I mean, you can't talk about a singer and she worked her ass off. I'm just gonna be real. She worked her butt off to get everything she got to be a crossover superstar and everything. She worked her butt off.
That was awful.
Right. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect Howard or nothing, but I'm just saying, this don't come from a girl, Selena. Y'all know I love Selena. Me and her's birthday's only 9 days apart. Her birthday's April 16th, 1971. Mine is April 25th, 2006. So me and Selena are like this. I'll be 18 April 25th of 2024. I'm way over 17 years old, but I'm just saying, working on a big 17th birthday celebration documentary to celebrate, almost 3 months after my 17th birthday. And, we're going to party, y'all. Just know that.
Well,
Just know that.
you could call them a time in Mexico. Even the time in Mexico. The Madonna, the real Madonna, wouldn't go and do to deal with the fan club president. Even if a fan club president was stealing funds and stuff,
Yeah.
she wouldn't go to a motel somewhere to stop off to see the fan club president and argue about whether she should be the fan club president anymore. I mean, Madonna wouldn't be involved in that. I mean,
Take care of that personally.
how do you know that Madonna would know what her fan club was up to? I'm sure she has many fan clubs. I said, so the Madonna of Mexico has to go to some ratty motel. I don't know, it looked kind of seedy on the news, but maybe it was a nice one. And has to go to some hotel and meet up with her fan club president inform her that she's aware that she's stealing funds, and fire her. I said, that's a pretty rotten job.
For Madonna.
Yeah, for Madonna. So how could she be the Madonna of Mexico? I mean, and then I said, like, I said to
First of all, she ain't the Madonna of Mexico. She's the Queen of English, Queen of Tejano. She was she wasn't really known like the Queen of Tejano when she was alive. Everybody normally called her the Princess of Tejano when she was alive. But after her death, people started calling her the Queen. But I mean, everybody already knew she was the Queen of Tejano when she was alive. It's just they didn't give her that title until after her death. But I'm pretty sure she already knew she was gonna get that title. She already had the title. I'm just saying.
but in meeting all of that Mexican Texical music, what do they call it? Tejano. Was it Tejano?
Tejana. Tejano.
Woman who was on the phone with it, yelling at her. I called all the newspapers. Which is because they didn't sound like she had anti a woman who was talking to. So
First of all, she was not shot in the head. What said Selena got shot in the head. No, she did not get shot in the head. She got shot in the back. She had her back towards the door. She was attempting to run out the room, and Yolanda shot her in the back. I mean, come on.
Hey, you're just trying to get a hold of me. Selected. So I didn't turn in the phone calls to the press. I just assumed let them write it when it was garbage. Hey,
You chose that part. You chose when she passed. That's one of the reasons. That was the only reason why you brought her up because y'all got news that she had passed away. So you felt that that was appropriate. That was an appropriate time to talk about her family. I mean, not her family. I'm sorry, but her music and her heritage. That you think that's justifying what people thought you was trying to do? No, that still doesn't make things right. You shouldn't even be talking about their heritage. What did they do to you? What did their heritage do to you that you had to slander what his stereotypes? Because that's what it was. Because some of the stuff that was said that Hispanic music had no soul, that the Alvin and the Chipmunks music had more soul than Selena's music or Hispanic.
That's not right. That's very cruel. Because Selena, she did a lot of work. She was in the studio every day singing, working for her fans. And you talking about her voice is like Alvin and the Chipmunks or whatever, some bull crap shit. Whatever. I don't like to cuss on my channel. Y'all know I kind of adapted the language, but like I said, I don't normally cuss. But that pissed me off. That is some bull crap. You know Selena is a good singer, and you know she can sing. You're just jealous because you can't sing like Selena or whoever. You're just jealous. I mean, quit making up rumors and quit saying that Selena's voice or her songs is like has Alvin and the Chipmunks has better rhythm or better soul than Selena's music. That is downright disrespectful for everything that Selena has done for this world and in the only short amount of almost 24 years that she was here. Don't disrespect her like that. She would be 52 years old now, and I know she would be very upset with the things that people are saying about her. I know how Selena was. She was very humble and all that, but now I don't know if she would be as humble as to everything now. The fact that she got murdered, how could she be as humble? Especially knowing that the psycho that killed her murdered her and then afterwards put a gun to her head in her truck, her husband's truck. But good thing he one good fact, the truck, Chris's truck used to be red. but he repainted it. It's not that color no more. So, and by the way, Yolanda, she's gonna be in prison forever, May 2025. And like I said, if the parole hearing, if they don't agree to her getting out, she's not gonna come out and get out of prison.
They also was laughing and joking about saying that that Hispanics were dancing around in cardboard box homes while and she added on, oh, and they dressed with their colorful clothes, all of that. And then he went political. I don't know. I was just like disgusted by that. And I just turned it off because I was just like, are you kidding me? Two grown people,
Grown
acting
people.
like children. That's cyberbullying for real. That's bullying. You're bullying. You were bullying the Hispanic culture. I mean, and her. And it was worse. She wasn't here physically to defend herself because you said all this a few days after she had passed. Like how you want and made fun of it. Made fun of her. And then he gave the scenario, which I will talk about in a video, but he said I will show you all a clip of what he said. He was talking about why he felt that he didn't understand why people compare her to Madonna, saying that Madonna, if she was so called the Mexican Madonna, why did she go to a secluded why did she go to the hotel by herself or on her personally to confront a fan club president? Because Madonna wouldn't do that. Madonna wouldn't even know that her fan club president would do things like that. She probably have other people doing it for her. Da, 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 da. So why would she be considered the Mexican Madonna? That has nothing to do with nothing. That has nothing to do with anything.
It doesn't.
Her going to the hotel, which I don't agree
Which I
with.
don't agree with either. I don't agree with Selena going to the motel. Like I said, I wish she would have got the police to escort her to the motel to get her documents because she had to get her. She had some bank documents that Yolanda had stole, and Yolanda stole some of her perfume samples. Oh yeah, Yolanda, if you didn't give her Selena her perfume samples back, give them to her husband or her family because that's not yours. And you owe a lot of money, as a matter of fact, too. You stole almost $100,000. You stole 60 grand from from Selena's businesses. And if that happened to me, honey, you would have been in prison a long time ago. Trust and believe. Because yes, I'm a celebrity and a famous person. I have almost 8,000 YouTube viewers, but I would not allow that. If I ever had a fan club, everything would be secure and nobody would be able to steal money like that. The way they just let I mean, I don't think I'm not gonna blame it on the family because well, a little bit is on their part because they kind of was so lenient towards Yolanda, which they had physical proof that she embezzled $60,000 and then she did the ultimate price, which was kill her boss. So I'm just saying. Just saying.
I agree with them on that part that why would she go by herself? Even handle it personally. She should have had people to handle stuff like that personally, not her going by herself or even going to handle it on her own period.
But Selena was the type of person she loved to handle everything. I mean, she didn't really want to involve her family with it, so she wanted to be the bigger person in this situation and handle it herself. That's what I believe. And that's what happened. And thank y'all so much for the 2 likes and for my 7,582 YouTube viewers and, channel members and fans. I'm doing, like I said, a 17th birthday celebration documentary to celebrate nearly 3 months after my 17th birthday. Because I didn't really do a big party on my 17th birthday on April 25th. I did a little party, I did have a good time and everything. I ain't gonna say I didn't because I did.
Her doing that.
I'll be 18 soon, but I really want to enjoy
Done that was her
this birthday as
manager,
well.
Abraham Quintailla, and they should have police
Escort.
and a warrant
Yes.
to go and search and do all this
Yes.
to confront her and everything and all of that.
They
But
should have did
it
that.
didn't happen, unfortunately. But that part, I would say that did
he was right on that. She shouldn't have went alone, and she shouldn't have handled it herself. She should have had somebody to handle it for her. But that's just the type of person she was. She always liked to handle things for herself, most things. That's why she was so overwhelmed. But going back to Howard Stern, that doesn't justify his actions and what he said. He also, and I'm like, he also stated that, I mean, he used that scenario to say she doesn't basically deserve to be called the Mexican Madonna. Now, I don't consider her a Mexican Madonna, and I'm not saying that because she's not on their level. I'm saying this because Madonna is a fucking hoe. And this is me saying it. She done had sex with anybody you can name. She done had a relationship with Tupac. Didn't even know that. She had a relationship with all sorts of actors, all different types of musicians. She's been around the block and back and forth and back and side to side. I wouldn't want to be compared to Madonna because she has a very promiscuous She does. She reputation, does. for one. Two, from what Michael Jackson said, Madonna is a very nasty person. Now, if he didn't. That's what Michael Jackson said, that Madonna is a very nasty person. And they say the reason she got a bacteria infection is because, like Tia said, she has been around the block. I mean, she's been known. I mean, she's had a relationship with Tupac, Michael Jackson, all these dead celebrities. And, she's still living. I mean, she's 64. I'm 17 years old. I mean, I'm young and beautiful, handsome, and all that good stuff. But I'm just saying, when I do turn 18 next year, April 25th, 2024, I will do a huge birthday party, even bigger than my 17th. But, let's get back to the video. Saying like sexual nasty, he's saying it like she was basically rude. She's a rude individual. And I don't I believe it. I believe it. I mean, now her music, I don't really listen to Madonna. I only like one song from Madonna, and that's Take a Bow. And that's because it kind of reminds me of something that I would listen to. Which, if you all need to check that song out, because that sound like that could be a Selena song. Take a Bow. It was written and produced by Babyface. I love that song, and it gives me a Selena vibe. And I wish Selena was alive. Maybe that would have been one of her songs. Because she was alive. I'm sure she was alive when that song came out, because that song came out in '94. But I just wish she would have sung it, because it gives me that Selena vibe. But check that song that I'll Take a Bow. But yeah, I mean, I heard other songs from her, but Madonna wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, she was I'm sorry about that. Just a lot of interruption. Anyway, I like her in the movie A League of Our Own, which she played one of the female baseballers. Her, Rosie O'Donnell, Tom Hanks, a lot of other well-known actresses and actors were in that movie. That came out in the early '90s as well. And she was also in the movie Dick Tracy, who she also dated in real life. The actor that played Dick Tracy, she fucked around with him too. So I mean, hey, I wouldn't want to be compared to Madonna, to be honest. But I mean, she has a big, huge fan base, and she is considered the Queen of Pop. I don't consider her the Queen of Pop, but Queen of Pop, because Janet is just the female version of Michael. And so Michael. It would be right to be for her. Janet is the female version of Michael, because when people see Janet, they see Michael. I mean, for real. I mean, honestly, and maybe sometimes people, when they look at me, they see. I don't look like Selena because I'm way too dark. Selena wasn't as dark as me, and the reason I'm as dark now is because I'm in the sun a lot now because I'm at school, where I was in college. But besides that, I'm saying, you know, what was we trying to say? Oh, I was trying to compare Janet and say basically, when people look at Janet, they see her brother, Michael. To be crowned the queen of pop, not Madonna. I mean, Madonna's cool. She does have a big, huge fan base, but so does Janet Jackson. And Janet Jackson had hits for days. And Janet Jackson was out way before Madonna was out.
Right.
So hey, that's just maybe because she fucked her way up to the top, and that's probably why she got what she got. But and I mean, Janet is sexual too, but Janet is classy sexual, not like that shit. So that's why I'm saying I would say that I would say Selena was more of another Janet than a Madonna because Janet was very well. Janet was shy, and she had that good girl personality, but she was very strong and very sexual, but classy. But she was on edge too. She did have some edgy sexual tendencies on stage and all that, but she was very she wasn't in too much drama and she wasn't involved with a lot of people like sexually and in relationships. She only been with 3 people that I can recall, and that's Jermaine Dupri. She was in a 10-year marriage to I forgot his name. I forgot his name. But he was involved with her career. Um and she was involved with one of the DeBarge brothers in her early 80s. But that's really it. She never really had, she always, and then of course her son's dad, she was married to him. But other than that, you don't hear much about Janet except for that little boob thing that happened at the Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake, which was a wardrobe malfunction. But other than that, she wasn't in a lot of scandals or anything like that versus Madonna. So I wouldn't even want her to be compared to Madonna, to be honest. But hey, whatever. And I don't even recall really having said she was a fan of Madonna. I mean, she didn't really like get upset, when people say she's the Mexican Madonna. I guess she just take it as that's just their opinion. But she quoted that she was a huge fan of Janet. So it will make more sense for her to be compared to Janet versus Madonna. But I guess because she wore bustier and stuff, and so did Madonna, but Madonna didn't really wear that like that. She only wore it in that material girl when she had the pointy bras and stuff, but it wasn't really her signature look because after a while she was wearing all sorts of stuff. But hey, whatever. I catch Selena wearing a lot of Janet, wardrobes. Like she had that Janet vibe to her. So I will compare her to Janet versus Madonna. But hey, back to Howard. I'm getting off topic. So yeah, um, he tried to defend himself, and I say tried because it didn't work. He tried to defend himself the next day. So all this happened on April 3rd. And then when all this stuff came out, people were, criticizing him and coming out saying that he was wrong for this and this and that. He tried to defend himself the next day. And then he also went on air on the following day, which was April 5th, and that's when he said what he said about justifying about the Madonna thing. So according to the interview and stuff, it was said that on the news back then, it was saying that more than 30,000 of Selena fans tried to threaten to boycott his radio show. And one person, this lady, in which I will have in the video as well, if not, I'll just quote it, that she contacted the Federal Communications to perform an investigation on his show and said terminate the show. I mean, I don't know if he still have his show out. Like I said, I never watched him. I've seen him on TV and I would turn the channel. He was not interested to me. So I don't know if he still have a radio show. I don't think he does. I know that he's on America's Got Talent. I don't know if he's still on it, but that's what I got from Chris Perez, because this is what Chris Perez said. He said that when he said, "Oh, I see that Howard Stern is now on America's Got Talent. boycott. Like he was trying to boycott him to be off of it, but I guess it didn't work because I think he was still on it. And then he also back in 2012, he was, basically saying F Howard Stern, for him saying what he said about his wife and his people and all that. So yeah, I would have that in the video as well. He was bad. Like Chris was bad. Oh, he was bad. He said he talking about my wife. He was which he has every right to be. I mean, he disrespected Selena that day. He disrespected her. Like the woman just lost her life, and all y'all could talk about and laugh about was her music. That like, come on, like, and then he had a nerve to say she's kind of cute or something. He said basically trying to lower her looks, like she ain't gorgeous. Bitch, you ain't gorgeous. You ain't attractive. You look like a fucking Muppet with a fucking raggedy ass wig on, and you look like a reject Captain Hook. Come on now, that want to be a rock star whose career went to shambles. You don't look hella good at all. You reject. Like, come on. You had a nerve to talk about somebody kind of look good. You are ugly. And I'm not the type to talk about how people look unless you're Abraham. But you, sir, it's enough. You look like a broomstick with a fucking wig on your head on the end. Like, fuck, like you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace. I'm surprised nobody whooped his ass on the street after, saying the things he said. And I'm surprised nobody went after, and nobody really went after her. Robin, they were all going after Howard. She's just as bad. She instigated. She was an instigator. She was laughing at it. She was adding her little 2 cents in it. Like, she, as a Black woman and as a minority, should not have justified him, should not even have condoned it at all, because she knows better. She knows better. But all I gotta say is, if he's still on America's Next Top Model or whatever he's on, his ass needs to be, like Chris said, canceled. Did he even publicly apologize? And even if he did, his apologies don't mean shit, because he's very much, the way he came off, he very much stood by how he felt. He was very passionate about how he felt. And I wanted to know, did any of the Quintaillas say anything? Did they come forth? Did they try to sue him like they try to sue everybody else? Because I didn't hear anything about. Well, I didn't also look. Maybe I need to look. If I find something about Abraham saying anything to Howard or trying to sue Howard, then I'll do a part 2 for this. But I didn't even think to look him up, and I should have, because that's key evidence right there. Because if he did not or try to sue Howard and Robin, then that shows a lot about that damn man. Because I'm like, you so quick to sue Prince, you so quick to sue fans people that love Selena and cherish Selena, but you did not sue the lady that tried to tarnish Selena's memory by writing that book. You did not sue. If I don't find nothing about you suing Howard, you didn't sue Howard when he like discriminated Hispanics and talked shit about Selena and her music and her legacy, and felt like she didn't deserve the platform that she had. Basically, that was he committed a crime by what is that term called? I forgot what the term is called, but he did it. He defamation of character. That's what he did. Because I always said allegedly and all that, but that's what he did. He just, I mean, even though you have freedom of speech, but he was attacking her. He was just throwing out racial slurs, mimicking how Hispanics or Mexican accent. He was just going off. But see, if that was a black man doing all that, he would have been canceled right then and there. All this shit would have been out the window. But because he's white, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, because he's white, he got the upper hand. He basically got the upper hand since he's white. He got the upper hand. Like I said, I got a quarter of white in me, but the rest is Indian, Native American. I only got a quarter of white in me. That's from my mama's side of the family. That's from her mama's people because her mama's white, but her daddy is Native American. I think he's half Native American and half I forget, but it's something like that. So and he's still on, big top TV shows and stuff. So I better see that Abraham tried to sue him. I better find some information. Because if I don't, that just validates why I feel the way I feel about Abraham's dad. He goes after the wrong people. He goes after the people that care about Selena, and he does. Why does he always go after the people that care about Selena versus the people that are tarnishing her legacy and her name? That thing on fire. Selena, like Yolanda, like the lady that wrote that book, and like Howard Stern. And that just doesn't make sense to me. But I was 7,500. 7,582 sometimes this week, and if I see this upcoming week, if I see any information about Abraham, or if y'all find any information about Abraham trying to sue Howard, or if he came after Howard, whatever, and Robin, because I'm not going to sue her because she in it is just as well as he is. And where is Robin? Yeah, I see how she was so-called helping him out when everybody was attacking Howard. Where your ass at now? He done left you high and dry, and now he on America's Got Talent or America's Top Model. And where you at? Are you dancing around your cardboard box, bitch? With your colorful clothes? Because I have not heard from you or seen your face in years. Chocolate hoe. So whatever. Like I said, that's all I have for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, and get back with the video.
Whitney and Bobby Christina, mother and daughter's similar death. Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina Brown lost their lives within 3 years of each other in eerily similar circumstances. On February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston accidentally drowned in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills with heart disease and cocaine use.
I need the reconciliation.
Just the joy of playing is such a gift and really opened me up to having such confidence. I will say you will never regret getting a guitar.
No one knew it then, but Whitney Houston's final performance was Thursday night, an impromptu duet at a Hollywood club. Chris Collins back now with more on that. He spoke with Kelly Price. She, of course, was the friend who sang with Whitney on Thursday. Hey, Chris.
Hey, George, that's right. Kelly Price, of course, was a longtime friend of Whitney's and a very special person to her. She threw a pre-Grammy party on Thursday night, and Whitney was there, and the result was history.
Laughed and we joked and we cracked up and we danced and we sang, and she was never more than 2 feet from me the entire night. I just gave her a hug, and while I was talking to her, she was holding me like, yes.
It's something of life is remembered now.
It's a much bigger moment than I could have even imagined. It was a big moment just because it was with me. The world got a last gift in that they got an opportunity to see her perform one last time.
You've seen what people have said about that night. The fact that there was blood on her legs, or that she was acting in an unusual way when she left. What did you see her for that night?
It was a great event, and she left sweaty and I've heard the word disheveled.
And like I said, Stacey Francis, after Leola did her interview, Stacey Francis went on Dr. Drew and said her and Whitney was fighting over Ray J. Now, my girl Omarosa told me and Leola told Leola most definitely that she was there. And that girl, Stacey Francis, is a liar. She went up to Whitney and squeezed her breast, and Whitney went off on her and said, "Don't you ever touch my body like that again." That is why her and Whitney was arguing. So don't come out and come into the media or social media or YouTube or any of that, as a matter of fact, or any of my social medias, Stacey, because I mean, all of it is out in the open now. Nobody can't lie about anything now. Whitney's been passed away for 11 years now. So nothing's gonna bring her back. I'm just saying. Not until we see her in the afterlife. That's about the only time we'll ever see her. It's either in, like I said, in the afterlife, entering heaven and then get pearly gates. Because like I said, take the advice of Betty White. She said nobody knows what happens when you die. You have to wait until that. Like I said, we all can make assumptions and guess what happens. We all believe that there's a heaven up there. I've been said that there's a seventh heaven that the Holy Spirit is gonna come down and boy's gonna raise all the dead people up and bring them to heaven. There's so many conspiracy theories, but we'll get into all that, y'all.
That's about right. When you stand up for 3 hours and you're dancing, you would leave a club looking that way. She didn't look like she was under the influence of anything. She drank champagne and toasted Kelly Price's 3 Grammy nominations Thursday night. That's what Whitney Houston did.
Trying to figure out which other video to put on.
The Los Angeles coroner's office finally revealing what killed the superstar singer who was found, as you know, underwater in her hotel bathtub on February 11th. ABC's Juju Chang has the latest.
Whitney Houston's sudden death 6 weeks ago at the Beverly Hilton Hotel was shocking, but not exactly a mystery. Now the coroner's toxicology report clarifies what many people suspected: cause of death, drowning, and cocaine use. Officially, Houston's death is classified as an accident. She drowned in the bathtub. But according to the coroner's report, cocaine and metabolites were also identified and were contributory to the death, as was heart disease. Also in Houston's system, a host of other drugs doctors say did not contribute, among them marijuana, Xanax, and Benadryl. Houston died the night before the Grammys, just hours before a music industry party she was planning to attend. She had struggled for years with drug and alcohol problems, but told ABC's Diane Sawyer she had overcome her demon. I can't tell you it's all going to be perfect, Diane, and I can't.
Because everybody says it's day by day, day by day.
Yeah,
Day by day.
yeah.
But now do you say not at all? Or do you say I can
Well, I can tell you that.
I can tell you that. But
I can
I'm
tell
a
you
strong
that.
person. And I'm not a person that wants
I'm not self-destructive.
self-destructive. And I'm
I'm
not
a person who
wants
wants
to
to die.
die.
I'm a
I'm a
person
person
who
that
has
life
life
and
and wants to
wants to
live
live.
it.
Tragically, that wouldn't hold true. Juju Chang, ABC News, New York.
Poor Whitney. Like I said, if she would have got some of them bad people or the people that wasn't good for her in her life, if she would have gotten them people away from her, like I said, I think she had, in 2011, she went back to rehab. But I know in 2006, she went to rehab for 30 days, or one of them years she did. But she talked about it on Oprah. And like I said, I think if Selena would have lived, she would have, because she was scheduled. Selena, I think she would have been on Oprah if she would have lived, because all her family was already on Oprah. She would have went on Oprah as well if she had lived to promote her crossover album, For Dreaming of You. I'm also going to do a crossover album for my mainstream, YouTube audience and all that stuff. And I have crossed over into the English language, you know, pop market. I just have a lot more work to do.
Last day I was going to talk
I got 7,582 YouTube viewers, and I'm so grateful, thankful, and blessed to all my YouTube fans. And like I said, I had to do all the work, which y'all helped me out as well.
Everyone. Well, it's freaking cold where I live, and today is probably one of the best days to get out. I love the heat. So I thought I'd give you guys an update, but I like doing it outside because it's freaking cool. Um, this hike is, I'll tell you about it later. But there's been a lot of people asking about updates on, my book, and it's been an emotional roller coaster writing this story down, and I'm done. So now, I'm gonna go around and just read it again, listen to it, but it's good, and it kind of pays tribute to kind of like what we did to create the first celebrity brand, and it goes into kind of details on like you guys. Selena was incredible. She was so smart. And now, after like 25 years as a vice president, working with major label, big conglomerates, billion-dollar companies, I understand what it takes to be an innovator and kind of a free thinker. And she was that, and now I can identify that. And this book kind of goes into kind of the incredible times, but it also, we know it ends in tragedy, and it was hard for all of us. And I'm trying to put those emotional feelings on the paper, and I did, and I think you guys are going to love it. But now the hard work starts. I'm still trying to be a partner to her legacy and work with whoever I have to work with to make sure that the story it's a legit story. It's an incredible story, um, and it needs to be told. So anyway, just a quick update and to show you my surroundings. I mean, I think I'm about maybe 60, 70 feet above sea level height. I have to go down and then up again. But this is a beautiful place. But have a very good spring. I love that you guys are still following me. Thank you, and thank you for being patient. We'll get this done, you guys. It has to get done. It's such an incredible story. It's a cool story. I mean, it's a kind of a dream, right? And a dream come true, and to share our story with kind of the youth now, so they understand that this girl is just freaking amazing. So anyway, quick update. Guidansen, ciao.
Hey, it's Tia, baby. And I am back with another video. So as you saw, that was a confirmation from the man himself, Martin Gomez, stating that he has finished his book and he's just in the process of finding the right people to publish his book, to get it up and rolling. I'm definitely going to be the first or one of the first to get the book because I'm very anxious to read more parts of Selena's life outside of the music world and and outside of the family world, but in the fashion world, the business world, they get into her brain of how she was a innovator, entrepreneur, all of that. And I want to, see that side of her and we'll see it and also imagine it through paper, like he said. And hopefully he does talk about his experience with Yolanda um, because he had he was there when all of this went down, not at the time of her death, but the moments approaching. Like he was one of the ones that I stated in many videos.
Like I said, I think Selena was so stressed. Yolanda was putting so much on her. Like that's a lot for somebody. Like just like in Whitney's case, her family was pressuring her, always wanting money from her, taking her money, stealing her money. And that's kind of what Selena went through in a way. Her father was, taking her money, stealing her money, doing her dirty, stabbing her in the back. That's basically what Yolanda did after she pulled that trigger. But like I said, I gotta save a lot of the things for the book. I'm also gonna do a book for Selena as well. I'm working on that right now. Um, and like I said, my book for Whitney. after I finish this book for Whitney, I'm gonna close it out for I'm gonna start I'm gonna work on other things. I'm gonna venture to other celebrities and other hot topics and stuff. I want to, venture out with celebrity conspiracy theories and stuff celebrities that were tragically murdered or their their cases are unsolved. I want to, kind of venture out on that stuff. And we'll probably watch Crime Watch Daily. If y'all know that, it's on YouTube. It talks about people that gets murdered and it's not it's not scary or nothing, but it's factual and true stuff that happens in the world. So you kind of have to know about it in this days we are living in because these are the last days. People don't really think of it. Well, I mean, I can't say these are the last days, but these are kind of the last days here on earth. But of course, there's going to be time will continue on forever. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying time will continue on forever, but time is going to always continue until it's all good.
He stated in interviews and all of that that, he came to Selena and warned her, and said that this woman is not right in the head. She's not right. That she is obsessed with her. Like I did at first before I did not know he actually admitted that to her. So she was aware that Yolanda was obsessed with her, but of course being the person that Selena was, she was very trusting and she brushed it off. She was very passive, like, oh, she's not like that. You're just, worrying too much. And in fact, his worrying was accurate. And, he was like literally pleading with her that you need to stay away from this woman. Now, granted, he said that he didn't think that Yolanda was capable of. I'm farting.
Starting with an alternate reality for speech.
Tuesday. Don't know.
I won't let you do your flying happens back to me. I'm a man. But not a doctor. Can I talk to a doctor? You are talking to a doctor. You keep your teeth.
Of, doing what she did, but indeed she was not all the way there in the head. Um, and he also brought it to dictator's attention as well. But of course, I said in many of my videos that he brushed it off as well and said, "Did you talk to Selena? You need to talk to Selena about this." And he told him that he did. She pretty much, brushed it off. So, the dictator didn't do anything about it. Until he found out that she was stealing money, which I've stated in a previous video as well. So I hope that he gives the dirty details of what actually happened, what he saw, because he said that he saw murals of Selena and allegedly in Yolanda's room in her apartment, and I don't want to say that he told Selena that, but I know he told people that. Maybe he told the family after. I don't remember what I said. I know I said it in a video in one of my videos. So just go back. It's you know binge watch my videos. I know I said it in one of my videos where if he had actually confirmed that to Selena or he said it to Abraham. Well, whatever, dictator. But don't quote me on it this time because I don't remember. But I know when I talked about this in a previous video, that's when I read, the article and listening to interviews where I knew for accurately that but that was so long ago when I put out that video. But yeah, I just hope that the book includes details, dirty details about his situation with Yolanda, because he in fact did quote that he was afraid of Yolanda, that she was very mean to him, that she would sabotage his art, his work. Where he said that he had, created, outfits, dresses for Selena to wear, and then they go on a trip, I guess, to I don't know where they went, either to a fashion show or to launch something. It was something where they had to go away. And then they came back. Everything that he worked so hard for were were suspiciously damaged. Like he said, the hinges were off of the um dresses and stuff and stuff was
Yolanda had access to everything. Like I said, Selena gave her a credit card. A card, and I don't think she gave her a credit card, but she had something where she had access to money, and that's how she bought the ring that she presented to Selena, that Selena was wearing on the day of her death, the egg ring that because everybody knows Selena loves. She has a collection in her house of Fabergé eggs. Selena loves them, and Yolanda bought her. Selena not knowing that it was actually her money Yolanda bought the ring with, but I don't think Selena knew this. I don't believe she did because she still had the ring on, but it fell out of her hand. Maybe she found out later that Yolanda used her money to buy that ring because that ring was a couple $1,000s. But I heard I don't know what they did with the ring. I think they threw it in the ocean or something, but that was her money that Yolanda bought that ring with. That was not Yolanda's money. People thought everybody knew that Yolanda stole that money and presented that ring to Selena to try to I guess, gain Selena's sympathy because I think by that time, people was coming to her and start people was on to her because Yolanda was starting to steal money. So she had to come up with a plan to gain Selena's sympathy. So what she did was she stole a couple $1,000s or she got the money out of Selena's bank account or whatever and bought the ring without Selena knowing that that was her money that Yolanda bought that ring with. And it's
ripped
crazy.
and missing and things like that. And she didn't go on the trip with them. So he put two and two together. So he figured it was her. Um, but the only people that really believed him or took him serious was the staff at the boutique and the people that worked with under Martin because they saw it firsthand on, what Yolanda was doing. So I just hope he gives strict, like not strict, but exclusive details, explicit details on the interaction between him and Yolanda and also the interaction between him and Selena in regards to Yolanda and things like that. But I know he's gonna, go deep in, about the fashion world between the two and how they met and what they worked on, what they were going to work on, what their plans were in the future and all of that. So I'm sure if he's gonna include that, I'm sure he's gonna probably, have some pictures in the book where it shows like unseen, you know, outfits that were drawn out or even finished or semi-finished. So hopefully we can see all of that in the book. But I really hope that he does exclusively talk about the Yolanda situation. Um, so I'm looking forward to that book, and so I
I'm
can give
very
some
looking forward
context
to
into
that book.
that. Um, Now it was brought to my attention by one of my supporters that there could allegedly be a possibility for a season three of Selena series. Now, I read the article in regards to that, and it did not say that it was confirmed that it was a season three. It basically was talking about season one and season two and the release dates of that. Now, when the article did specify about season three, it said it can possibly be, allegedly can be a season three, and that there is no release date yet, but it could be sometime in 2022. Well, 2022 is fastly, coming to an end. It's been almost, it's like the year's halfway over almost. So, well, almost not halfway, but just approaching. And I don't know what they could possibly talk about, because unless they're going to talk about, um, what happened after Selena passes away, but then it's like, then why name it Selena season 3, when if they are going to in fact talk about, or you know display their lives after she passed. So that's why I'm like, just let it go. Like, it doesn't need a season 3, because it's pointless to name it Selena season 3 if she had already, they already shown that she had passed away in season 2. So it's kind of like, why? What is the point? What are you going to talk about? So, um, in my opinion, leave it alone, because at this point it's getting ridiculous. Um, the movie is being re-released, and like I said in the other video, it's coming out next week in theaters. And I said it's everyone's prerogative. If you choose to go see it in the movies and spend $30, go right ahead. But me, even though I did see it in the movies when it came out back in '97, when the tickets were about $5, $6, I was 11 at the time, so my mother bought it. But even if I was an adult, I'm still not gonna buy no $15, $30 ticket to watch a movie that I can buy the DVD for about $5 at Walmart, or rent it on streaming apps for about the same price, and just buy me some good, snacks from Family Dollar or wherever, stuff like that. Why spend all that kind of money for, a one-time deal, when I can see if the movie just came out and for the first time, but it's been out for 20 something years. Come on. But I mean, I get it. It gives you the feel that it first came out from the first time, especially for those people that weren't living when it came out, or weren't born yet when it came out the first time. I understand it. That's why I say it's your prerogative. Do you, boo? But I'm not doing that. Um, and I know that Chris is in support of that movie, just because, and of it being re-released. I never said he wasn't. I'm not shocked that he is supportive of it. I mean, because he's normally supportive of anything, Selena. As long as as long as it's been done the right way. I don't think that I think he probably separates his feelings towards the family in regards to the movie, even though the family is part of the reason why it's being re-released. But he's setting his personal feelings aside and looking at the brighter side. It's about Selena. It's about her legacy. That's how he looks at it, and that's why he's in support of it, because he's being the bigger person as he always has been, and he's looking at the brighter side of it instead of going toe to toe with Dictator and Susie Q and ABCDFG and all of that. So kudos to him. I do feel like Chris is too passive in certain aspects, and that's why they walk all over him, because they know they can, because they know he ain't gonna do nothing really, and because he just really like passive about a lot of stuff. So that can be considered like he doesn't care, but I know he does care. It's just that he doesn't want to stress over unnecessary things that he can't change. So I get it. but I just wish he was just a little bit more um aggressive with them, and even and with them before she even passed. But I mean, that's just how he is, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's not really a lot of news right now. Like I said, I know that I'm going to piggyback on the video that I just put out about the other person that allegedly has been stealing my content. Right now, um, I have something up my sleeve. I'm going to try to get it done and see what happens because I don't like that. I don't mind her admiring or being inspired by me. However, stay in your lane. You can talk about Selena if you want. I don't care, but do it your way. Don't come on my page and take what I have and then basically say what I say in your videos as if you said it. And then like I'm hearing allegedly that she's calling the dictator. And I'm like, now I know my supporters call him the dictator now because that's what I called him. I named him that. But I was told that she started calling him that after I started calling him that in her videos. And I'm just like, now it's getting a little creepy at this point. And then I was also informed that, a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people have noticed because a few people DM'd me who they thought it was, and all of them said the same person. And they said that they have noticed that there was a lot of similarities. Yes, she has been, putting out content of other people besides Selena, but of course, most of her views are on the Selena videos, and that's fine. I mean, because that's like that with my videos. However, and I will always say this, I am not the first, nor am I the last to talk about Selena. That's not the issue. The issue is you taking what I say and the information that I researched, and also that my supporters have helped me or wanted me to talk about, and then you go out and make it a content as if it's your own, and then lie and say, allegedly, that your supporter has been wanting to talk to you about this. It's funny how your supporters want you to talk about the exact same thing that I already talked about days prior to when you posted your video. Funny how that happens, but I mean, whatever.
Hardee's double deals pack double the charcoal beef and melty cheese.
Now, I want to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Streets. Please, yes, we got to. Now, the story of Carly Russell going missing last Thursday had everyone on pins and needles hoping for a safe return because we all know that more often than not, these stories do not always end up good. Carly called the police stating that she had seen a male child in his diaper on the side of Highway 459. And after calling the cops, she called a family member who heard her questioning the child, but the child never responded. Then the family member heard Carly scream. Carly vanished without a trace, and the world went into a mother mode, praying, posting, some even searching for her on foot. Needless to say, after 48 agonizing hours, Carly made it home, safe to her family. Now, former FBI agents and attorneys are questioning the events of the alleged abduction, while Carly's parents are standing on the fact that their daughter was abducted and now needing time to heal. Mom and dad probably should have denied any request for interviews because after the police conference they just had today,
We just found out. We're going to get into this story and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. Child, if we were rooting for you, we were all rooting for you. How dare you as a person? Cardi would be it. From a story of a balding, orange-head abductor that only feeds you Cheez-Its, that cares enough about you to not bind your hands but puts a blindfold over your face while somebody plays in your hair, then allows you to get away. It's so much I gotta tell y'all, but let's start from the beginning and see how this all went down. So the search was on last Thursday night after 25-year-old Carly Russell went missing after calling the police trying to help a young child in a diaper walking alongside the highway. Now, before the police could even get to Carly and question her car, phone, purse, Apple Watch, and even her wig were all there, but Carly was nowhere to be found.
On the 49 South, on Market 10, going to be a child walking on the 3-4-year-old child walking on the side of the interstate next to parking for the news, quick behind the red, city for Dan with the hazards on. Child's going to be a white male wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper. 442. Parking, I think there's no cars in the area with that sounds that are abandoned on the side of the road. There's your sort after police. We can call RP back, you know, the vehicle. CLA red color to the full Russell and Birmingham to we're not getting the female there, sir. Before that's the RP. We're trying to call her back. Okay. Right, so just leave the house, her vehicle unlocked, fine. Call her person one. Well done. Walk around another child.
Carly, who had just gotten off from work, had stopped to go get some food, but she never made it home that night. A frantic search for her safe return had begun. Her father said, "We're going to be looking in every direction. We're going to scour the earth," and that they did. Search party started retracing her steps, searching high and low, but nothing. A $50,000 reward was offered for her safe return. Shortly after news got widespread, video footage was released of Carly's car with her blinkers on, her stepping out of the car, going to the passenger side, but no one ever said that they could see a child in the video, and no one passing by on the highway reported a child being seen on the side of the road either. At some point during the search, police dispatchers received a call that Carly's family showed up to a Red Roof Inn 6 cars deep after the family received a call from her stating that she had been there. They were not sure as to which Red Roof that she was at, but the family did say that they heard from her.
754 unclassified claim 1466 Montgomery Highway at the Red Roof Inn. The front office. Her father, family members at this location saying they received a call from the female that's missing, Carly Russell. 754 family members are saying they received a call from the female saying she was at this location. According to the report there,
That particular hotel stated that they did not have anyone check in under her name, but they were also not sure as to which Red Roof she had checked in to. Late Saturday night, after 48 long hours of searching, Carly showed up to her parents' doorsteps and was taken to UAB Hospital for evaluation and was later released. The family asked for privacy, but her boyfriend maintained that she had fought for 48 grueling hours and she was indeed abducted. So typically in situations like this, even if the family does decide to keep quiet, the police will let the public know about the abductor so that we can keep safe and we can possibly keep the next person from being captured as well. But that wasn't the case in this situation, and not only was this not the case, but we also didn't hear about any missing toddlers or anyone else on this busy freeway seeing the toddler on the side of the road. So, with speculation surrounding their daughter, the family decides to take to the Today Show and try to clear her name. And I think it did more harm than good. Take a listen to this.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carly's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor.
One legendary icon deserves another. Experience the all-new Chevy Blazer EVSS. Steve Harvey, only in theaters July 21st.
With Squarespace, you can make a website to sell anything.
Anything.
Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Cardi has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Can you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carly. And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
Do you believe she was fighting for her
Oh,
life?
she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
So, before releasing their statement last night, Hoover PD said that they're still investigating the case to find out exactly what happened between the time Carly called 911 and the time she actually walked back home. Now, they're saying this: after leaving the Colonnade, Carly went to Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack food type items. These items were not located in the vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance. The Hoover Police Department has not located any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, nor did we receive any additional calls about a toddler walking down the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area as depicted by the traffic camera surveillance video. Detectives have obtained surveillance video from Carly's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets show the medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. That was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department to her residence. And the information about her condition was simply a dispatcher relaying information from what a 911 caller told the emergency communicator. When first responders arrived on scene, they found Miss Russell conscious and speaking, and she was transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from a local hospital. Numerous evidentiary items are still being evaluated, and those items are key in the process of determining exactly what took place in the approximate 49 hours Carly was missing, but also what took place prior to her disappearance. So Hoover PD held a press conference today, and when I say this story gets more wow as it unfolds, Carly claimed to be abducted by an orange-haired man that made her undress but didn't touch her sexually and fed her Cheez-Its until she escaped. Take a listen to this.
Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carly concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carly communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
You know what I think? Yes, and you know, and for that unfortunately, and I was like, oh, walking that time on the right side, when they walking into a cafe, you know, so now all there. And where the top was, maybe like, we want to look. If you want to listen, when you listen, yes. Okay, I'm with the power now. No, I'm with the power now. If you did that. If you can have things, you can go with it. To finish and start them. A little bit of a there. I'm like, doing what you do. What you eat. I mean, if we try to brush your day. Okay. It's not, yeah, it's good. And it's too hot for you. You can do that. And then, so, yeah, for the job. I want to send you the one. No way. Now, I think the board of the mom makes me really hard. See? What do you have? Did the one finger is a lot of the kids on the fucking diaper. When you're getting hard in there, yeah, you're hard to you. Hard. Nothing Cardi or full. Cardi, and you're thinking about not Maria, right? Yes, yeah. Here's the thing like it. Like, if you get speaking around, really kind of, and you know, and it's not what you need. Yes, yeah. I thought it was why I had the church and to the hour and the happens on the way. Thank you.
After speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Cardi's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Cardi's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Cardi's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Cardi scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Cardi's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse.
Experience boost raised my credit score by 12 points instantly, which is insane.
It raised my score by 21 points instantly.
Awesome.
Literally, as soon as I pressed the button.
Boost your credit scores instantly, free, only at Experian.com/boost.
She ordered for Ziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Cardi. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators, numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Cardi Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Cardi, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Cardi's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Cardi walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. The male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captors said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detective noted that Cardi had a small injury to her leg, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Cardi and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Cardi's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance.
I just want to make this small, huge announcement. I now have 7,595 views. That is a very huge announcement, guys, because I'm about to soon hit 7,600 views. And that is a very, very big deal. I got to actually edit some things in my description because, each time, every month, you have to edit because, the YouTube count gets updated each month. So I'm just so thankful and blessed, because this time last year I didn't even have a YouTube channel. I didn't have nothing. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have anything. I was mostly focused on my schoolwork. I was in Purnell High School then, but I'm not at Purnell anymore. I'm at Robinson Community College. I'm at a whole different school. I'm at a community college now. It's basically they treat us like adults. I'm 17 years old. I'll be 18 in April 25th of next year. But yeah, I have 7,595 views, and y'all, to my beloved YouTube fans, I'm going to do something very special for you guys. Either it's going to be a mukbang, or I'm going to do like shout outs for you guys. I'm gonna shout out certain of my members, my channel members, those that have subscribed. Like I said, you have to subscribe right now. Just all you have to do is subscribe to be a channel member. That's it. Basically, the channel membership that I'm doing now is free. It's for everybody. That's why I got so many YouTube viewers because I'm getting everybody in for this free channel membership. But once I get the actual paid membership up, the $50 a month, once I get that up, Miss Leola already has her everything, all her stuff set up. Well, for me, I'm going to get my stuff set up at some point. I just want to kind of have like 8,000 views before I do that. But I already have almost 8,000 views, so it really doesn't matter. I can do that at any point. I just have to look into. I have to pay for anything because if I have to pay for something, it's gonna take a little bit more time. Once I pay for it, you guys will have to start paying because it's not free. Like, I'm serious. YouTube charges. You have to if you wanna be like a member or a channel member in a of a YouTuber's channel, you have to pay for it because they tell us that we have to pay for all this stuff, I guess. I don't know how it works with all that. I really don't because, like I said, I'm still new to YouTube. I've only been doing it for 7 months. In August, it'll be 8 months that I've been a YouTuber. I've actually been in the YouTube business for about, 6 years, but I took a break after my grandma passed away for a little while because I needed some time to really, you know I needed time for myself, to get through that tragedy. I mean, she was 79 years old, but, I was only 11 when it happened, and that was 6 years ago. I'm 17 years old now, you know? She didn't get to even see me to grow up all this point, I grew up so much since she passed away. But, this year, it's only been 5 years since she passed, but this year it'll be 6, August 21st. Next month, it'll be 6. Imma do something big for her, death anniversary as well because y'all know I love my grandma Jean. I'm gonna probably post some pictures and, pay homage and all that to her legacy. Yeah.
How to take money from the register without being caught was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham.
It's always nice to have someone lend a hand. That's why we started Tractor Supply 85 years.
If it's Wednesday, we have new details on the target letter Donald Trump received from special counsel Jack Smith, including the potential criminal charges he could be facing tied to the investigation into the 2020 election interference and January 6th. Plus, Trump's allies zero in on testimony this afternoon from a pair of IRS whistleblowers who alleged misconduct and preferential treatment in the government's investigation into the president's son, Hunter Biden. And a severe summer heat wave breaking records and threatening lives worldwide as U.S. and Chinese officials meet in Beijing to talk climate cooperation. And welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Ryan Nobles, in for Chuck Todd here in Washington. And that's where the House Oversight Committee is hearing right now from 2 IRS whistleblowers who allege political interference in the Justice Department's investigation of Hunter Biden. Those allegations have been a focus of House Republicans' continued investigations of the current president. And it comes as we learn more about the latest possible indictment facing former President Donald Trump and his efforts to rally Republicans to his defense. NBC has confirmed that the special counsel's target letter to Trump in its investigation into January 6th and interference in the 2020 election specifically cited 3 federal statutes in play: deprivation of rights under color of law, conspiracy to defraud the U.S., and tampering with a witness. Those statutes suggest a potential roadmap for what the president could be charged with and what charges he may not face. Today on social media, the former president continued to attack the special counsel's investigation, claiming it was a form of, quote, election interference to derail his candidacy. This is what he told supporters in Iowa last night.
If you say something about an election, they want to put you in jail for the rest of your life. It's a disgrace. So they
Now,
can.
I'm just gonna say this one thing, y'all. I'm just gonna say this one true fact. And this might be something Trump is not going to admit to, but it's the truth. Ever since January 6, 2021, He has been criticized and ridiculed for his actions that day. Nobody and nobody else um told him to go to the Capitol and tell all his supporters, his 75 million supporters, to march to the Capitol. I don't think it was 75 million people. Of course, it was not all them people. No, I'm just saying, well, how many of it was a bunch, thousands of supporters, Trump supporters, to march to the United States Capitol to stop the certification of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Like I said, you can't do that. I mean, yes, we all voted for Trump. My parents voted for Trump. My grandma voted for Trump. But you can't tamper with an election because if you tamper with a presidential election, I mean, it's not going to work. I mean, it really isn't. Trump just needs to sit down and just be thankful and grateful for the 4 years he was president. And if he can be president again, then so be it. He can be president. I didn't vote for him, the gift. I know I haven't voted for him. I'm only 17 years old, but I'll be 18 next year, and I haven't decided who I was gonna vote for yet. I mean, Biden, there is so many conspiracy when it comes to Joe Biden and everybody that's in the live chat. I just want y'all to really understand this. When Biden became president, Trump left the White House and said, "Oh, I'm not gonna attend his inauguration." And yes, Biden, I'm sure, was pissed about that because it is, natural and normal for the sitting president to attend the inauguration of the current president. But if Trump does, just say if he does become president again, and he might, I'm not going to say he won't because he probably will because he does have a lot of support. But he has a lot of, look at all the classified documents he took to Mar-a-Lago. There were stacks of them, stacks, boxes. He's already been indicted with 37 counts. And me as a celebrity, and I'm not really, well, you can say I'm a Hollywood celebrity because YouTube is in, you know, Los Angeles. I need to talk to Leola Brown. I have been waiting for her to get on her live. I want to support her upcoming endeavors. Okay, let me talk about that, y'all. Me and Miss Yola has messaged me on Instagram. All she sent me was some emojis. That was it. Basically, I think she's so busy right now. She has 1 million YouTube viewers. I only have 7,595. I almost have 8,000 YouTube viewers. Miss Leola, she has 1 million. And I'm always going to support her, honestly, because she's helped me out a lot. She honestly got me where I am. I mean, no, I was already kind of famous before I started talking to Miss Leola, but when I started doing YouTube collabs with Miss Leola, I really wanted to get the truth out about Whitney. Whitney is speaking to me from the grave, y'all, and Bobby Christina, because the way Pat, like, I mean, why did you have to do that to Chrissy? She loved you. I mean, she did. She loved you, Pat, and she treated you like a mother. I mean, like a motherly figure. She loved you, and why did you have to pull the plug on her like that? Dr. Jolly Harris said he could have got herbs to bring her back. Even Leola said it was her, Bobby, Whitney's security. They were all in a room. Pat was the only one that voted to kill Chrissy. And I'm not trying to disrespect Pat Houston in no way. But y'all, let me tell y'all this. Monique Houston is Gary's first wife, right? She told Leola, Miss Leola, well, Queen Leola, matter of fact, she told her that she had a dream right before Whitney was found dead in the bathtub, right? She had a dream that Gary called her and said to come pick me up because come pick me up. And once Monique picked up Gary, um Gary, once he got in the car, he had a gun and he threw it out the window. And she woke up. Monique Houston woke up. And she said that when she woke up, it was on the news that Whitney Houston was dead. She was dead. Let me tell y'all what happened. Go back to when Whitney crashed Brandy and Clive's interview. Go back to that interview when her hair was wet and she passed Brandy that note. You want to know why she passed Brandy that note? She was looking for Ray J. because Ray J gave Whitney and Chrissy a pill. Y'all want to know why Chrissy was on that gurney right after Whitney died in the bathtub? That wasn't because, yes, she was upset of Whitney's death, but it was because Ray J he said, "Here, take this pill, Chrissy. It'll make you feel better." That's what Ray J told Chrissy. She took the pill and she started getting hot. She got hot. And I'm sure she did the same thing. That's why when Whitney crashed Clive's interview and Brandy and Monica, matter of fact, she did that to let y'all. Matter of fact, she was looking for Ray J. She was looking for Ray J because she wanted y'all. Whitney was pregnant. She was pregnant. And I don't know if you guys noticed because it's kind of hard to notice with celebrities if they're pregnant or not. Whitney was kind of hiding it, but when you see her, and another thing, Stacey Francis live. Omarosa said she was there. She said she was there, and she said Stacey Francis came up to Whitney and squeezed her breasts. And after Leolah did her interview with Dr. Drew, Stacey Francis goes on to Dr. Drew and says her and Whitney was arguing because of Ray J. No, no, Stacey. I've been to all my 7,595 YouTube viewers, everybody knows this to be true. You lied, Stacey, because you came up to Whitney, squeezed her breast. Whitney went off on you. She said, "Don't you ever touch my body like that again." That's why. That's why Whitney and Stacey was arguing. It had nothing to do. Yes, Whitney was probably a little pissed about what happened with Ray J, but like I said, Whitney and Ray J didn't have no sexual relationship. Whitney was just using him for her needs, for her drug needs or whatever. That was it. Like she said, Ray J was a runner boy. That's it. That was it. That was it. I'm just gonna be real, y'all. And shout out to the gift done 657. I understand. I totally agree with you. I have never voted for Mr. Trump, Donald Trump, matter of fact. But Melania, y'all, Melania, she is the queen of Russia. Yes, Melania Trump. And I've heard that Marilyn Monroe is in witness protection and all these celebrities is, still alive. Y'all don't believe that, y'all. To all my beloved YouTube supporters, and I will always love y'all and support y'all. Trust and believe. Whitney's dead. Marilyn's dead. Elvis is dead. Lisa Marie, they're all dead. I hate to say this. It hurts, it breaks my heart to say this. But they are. I mean, poor Lisa, she went into cardiac arrest. Cause y'all remember she was at the Golden Globes and she looked kind of frail. And what happened was I remember she was celebrating Elvis's 88th birthday. She looked healthy. I mean, she was eating. Matter of fact, she was eating. But they said she died from a bowel obstruction. What happened was she had surgery, plastic surgery, years before her death. And basically, no, well, not basically. She lived longer than her father, Elvis. She almost lived to 55. I'm about to be 18 years old. I'll be 18 April 25th of 24. I turned 17 of this year, April 25th of 2023. But like I said, Trump I'm saying if he wants to become president again, he needs to kind of, with them classified documents he took, he needs to give them back if he's not already gave them back, if he wants to become president again, because that has to do with his last term as president. And Whitney, y'all, Whitney, she had 10 gashes on her chest. 10. You can look it up on YouTube and find it yourself. I might pull it up, but Whitney in her casket and raffles, y'all, he sold Whitney's open casket pictures to the National Enquirer. People talking about, oh, it must be the Browns. No. I've reached out to Leolah, and like I said, me and her talk on a daily basis. Leolah hasn't texted me or anything, but like I said, she sent me some very, nice and loving support emojis. Basically, just had the hearts bursting out of the eyes, basically just to show love and support for me and my YouTube channel. And she knows Whitney was murdered because she said when she went to the viewing in New York City, well, I don't think she went to the viewing. in New York City. She said she just couldn't see Whitney in the casket like that. I've already seen Whitney in the casket, but that was only over social media. I was too young back then to go to her funeral. And besides, it would be too traumatic for me to have seen Whitney like that. Honestly.
Cheat on an election, but if somebody wants to question the cheating, they want to call you a conspiracy theorist and all these other things. These people are sick.
NBC has also confirmed.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, Mr. Trump. I mean, I mean, my grandma, my parents, they all voted for Trump. And what happened on January 6th was horrible. Over 5 to 6 people died that day, y'all. It was horrible. It really was. But what can we do now? I mean, besides, move on. And if Trump wants to become president, all means to you, boo. I'm not gonna hold you back from that. But I gotta do my thing. I got school, Robinson Community College. I got stuff I gotta do. But I will always. Yeah. Queen, honey, she is the queen. Now I love Nicki now. I love Nicki Minaj, all them artists, they're incredible. But think about it. If it wasn't for Selena, would there be a Nicki Minaj? Well, probably. I'm sure she would have always been famous regardless. But think about it. If Selena was living, I think the industry would have chose me, Selena, and with all of us before, J-Lo. But J-Lo is an incredible artist, amazing. And she has a lot of people look up to her. And people was, criticizing her because I get it. She wasn't Mexican. She was Puerto Rican. That's why people criticized her when she, played Selena. Because somebody wanted, after Selena was murdered by the psychopath Yolanda, who's in prison till May 2025. And like I said, if the parole hearing does not agree to her get out of prison, she is not getting out of prison. Don't believe that, y'all. Do not believe that. Because they was going to give Yolanda 40 years to the life. 40 years to life. They said you killed Selena and you're going down. You are going down major for this, Yolanda. And they gave her 30 years. They did. But like I said, I think she got off a little bit because she should have got at least 50 years for that shit. And I'm not trying to cuss or I don't like cussing y'all. I just adapted the language because some people cuss. But she should have, and like I said, a lot of people said, oh, Yolanda did get charged with embezzlement, which she should have. Yes, I know she did the ultimate charge, which was killing her boss and, stealing money, but I don't know, y'all.
You're a hardworking adult ready for a comeback. You made your schedule. You call the shots. You
Sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I wish on a star. That's where you are thinking of me too. 'Cause I'm dreaming like just oh, leave me inside. Slow. That's okay. That's good.
Two opportunities for just $5, six options, so much to offer.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, wait, hold on. I know what to put on. Y'all just wait. I know exactly what y'all want to listen to. I love this song, actually. I hope she comes out with some more. Like, for real. Honestly, she needs to. I'm pretty sure she's gonna come out with another album.
Hey, now, and I didn't why you see that. I didn't I can some tricks and keep the dick on. I did it big into I know she said it. You know she mean it. He chose to me. He said you don't do this. The baddest alive. It's the thing. It's a alive. Just and if they try. He said, I'm a robber. They can't be any experience. That's still just imagination. People go, no, it's man, I can't see how she's been this life. I can't shut this money. Come to go right here to ride. When then I'm going to so stickier. Not only I can ride it when you sleep it, ride it. I can do other little tricks and keep the dick inside it. You can take it. On the interest that's in me. I got hope and I your hope. So yeah, I've been testing. Patient, patient. And so can that's opportunities and time to be so just for peace. With my tears in the shots. Touching through, we got the kids. Here it's using the spots. And some things we feel right. It's all time. We just party with me. Then set your body situations that to go. So when you jump in, I jump on the dust and dust on the floor. Let's check. And you come to the top. Yes, okay. Touch your foot. Oh, yeah. Captain, this go. You don't see no tears. Position. Position. That's it. Can change the fire will be so just as for you. Feel my time tonight before you get in from the first you right. How you would go ahead and fuck your eye. Some will celebrate more drama. And I track pumping everybody. Jump and go ahead and twist your back and get your body bumping. I feel like your situation's out to go. So grab somebody, get your ass around. On the bed, just so crazy, touch off. I don't care. I can miss what you don't see, don't see.
We should and so here. So just on me to take us so I tell it, I didn't go to time to change some type. I'm take time. You can keep your tune. I'm trying to try be outside. People tell you break all night. I'm trying to know twice. Straight back there, I dance on my eyes. Just so real, keep just trying to take time. You break all the time.
What is next? So I'm trying to figure out what I should put on next.
Sun used to rain. There's still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. It's the light of day that shows me. Sooner or later, I'm feeling down. Yeah, take a chance on the line. Just laugh, it's a way.
One thing, y'all, I do not believe Dee Warwick molested Whitney and Gary. Don't believe that, y'all. I'm coming. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna end the live stream, but I'll be back in a little while. Much love, guys, and peace like always. Much love and peace. I'll be back.